Hi, I'm Brad Redding, the Director of Instruction at the Resort Course at Grand Dunes in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm going to talk to you today about the grip. Now, this video is all going to be about the grip, and what I want you to do is to open your mind up for a second and forget everything you've heard about the grip before now. Because I'm going to show you something that's very, very different. Most people that take the grip think more about how many knuckles they see and where the V's point in their hands and things of that nature. And to me, those things are really not important. It's more where the club lays in your hand. Now, when I talk about the grip, I'm going to kind of step forward here and show you some elements about the grip that are very important. One, it's all about what folds over first. So in a grip, I want to make sure that the heel pad of my hand folds over first. So in my left hand, holding the club more vertically up here, if I lay the club at the base of my hand down here and push the heel pad over, the front part of my hand actually comes away from the golf club. For it to reattach, my fingers simply wrap around and now reattaches. But now I've got the heel pad on top of the club. And that's the important part. Most people fold the thumb over. When you fold the thumb over, the back part of my hand is coming away from the grip. When that comes away, I'm not going to be able to grab it correctly, so now my wrist can't function correctly. So in my left hand, holding the club up, I lay it at the base of my left hand, running from just below this. In my left hand, holding the club up, I lay it at the base of my left hand, running from just below this little joint in my finger to under that pad. And then what I'm going to do is push the heel pad over. And when I push the heel pad over, the front part of my hand comes away. To reattach the front part of my hand, all I have to do is wrap my fingers around, and the thumb would be last. It lays on top of the club. And if you look right here, there is no V there. My thumb is away from the rest of my hand. That's important, okay? Because if I fold over my thumb, yeah, there's a V there, but this grip's not going to work at all. So the key there is folding over the right part. My heel pad needs to fold over, front part comes away, fingers reattach, thumb down the shaft, okay? That's going to allow me to use my wrist. So the heel pad now can actually push down, and that's going to cock my wrist. Really important here, okay, really important. I don't care how many knuckles you see, it's not important. If you fold the heel pad over on first, you'll have enough strength in your left hand just with the golf club. In other words, it'll be strong enough. So now I can use my wrist the right way. In my right hand, all I want to do is draw a line down the middle of my hand from that little joint in my palm all the way to my middle finger. And I'm going to lay the side of the club, the side of my thumb, right on that area, right on it. And then I'm going to wrap my fingers around, okay? Now there would be a little bit of a V in my right hand because I don't want the thumb and the forefinger to separate here. So there was no separation right there. So there would be a little bit of a V there. And yes, I would agree, that V would point roughly somewhere around your right shoulder, okay? But now what I've done there is get the club in my hands correctly. And this is the important part, to allow my wrist to work up and down this way. And most people can't do that. The reason why they can't do that is because the club doesn't let them do it because it's in the wrong place in your hand. So work on those areas. Remember, down at the base of your hand, heel pad folds over, always doing with the club up in the air, laying the lifeline on the side of the thumb, keep it there, wrap your fingers around. You might see a little bit of a V in your right hand pointing towards your right shoulder, but the key there is don't let that thumb and forefinger separate, and that's going to allow you to use your wrist, and that is where most of the speed is in a golf swing. The wrist can cock, they can uncock, and that's the speed in a golf swing. So I'll try one for you. Always up in the air, on the side here. That's where all the speed is going to be in your golf swing. So I'm sure if you work on your grip, you can get your golf game to stay on plane.